Oh, what a absolute disaster. I do work pretty quick, but a little bit on the messy side. So yesterday we pulled the motor out, had it all kind of cleaned up. We got the Camaro gone. There was kind of a whole bunch that happened. And this is what we're left with. So if you missed the last couple of videos or whatever it may be, this is the motor that was in the Nomad. So even though it is a blue block, it is in fact a 327. Set of like old school power pack heads, 3-speed overdrive transmission. And the problem we ran into was the clutch was plumb wore out of it. I mean, you can see there's not even any lines in it. So it's, yeah, I guess it wore pretty evenly. But it, yeah, look over there too. Whew, she's wore out. But it would chatter real bad. And so it needs new clutch. And you know what? We'll see if we can get this thing machined or if it's worth just, you know, buying a new one. They're so cheap. But we'll see what I can get tomorrow done. I think I might have a clutch. I had one years ago that Mur was trying to sell. I think it's the same, but I'm not 100%. So if it is, huge win. They'll save me a couple $100 or $300 at this point now. If not, I'll have to order one and see. So if that clutch is good from Mur, then in theory, we could have this all kind of back together in a hurry. Because I do want to put some new stuff on it, but you know, it's all exterior stuff, really pretty simple. We got everything mostly cleaned. There's a little bit of schmutz there. We might just kind of go over some brake cleaner and get a last little bit taken care of. But that's that. So today, the plan is, I have to clean up in here because it's an absolute disaster. But I like to clean under the hood, and not that I'm going to do a whole lot. It is period correct. I don't want to say original, but it is what it is, and I do enjoy it. The car was nice, and there's no real issues there. So if I can clean it all up, scrub it all, get everything really nice, see what it comes out like. I'm probably going to, you know, paint the frame, the steering box, that sort of stuff. Nice new black. Everything else will stay what it's going to be. Obviously, the body color. We're not going to change any of those things, and just kind of reassemble it. Take it apart, clean it, service it, make sure everything is where I want it, reassemble it, be done with it. It's a great driving car, like cruising, but obviously we had, you know, some shifting issues and clutch issues. So while it's all apart, we can take a look at the linkage and just see. Well, actually, I meant to check it now that the transmission's not hooked up. It's still kind of stiff, but. Well, I think I'm just hitting something. Yeah, I don't know. There's something in there. It's a little stiff in the column, but nothing too crazy. We'll see if we can get in there while it's easy to get to. But for right now, we're going to push this thing outside, hose it down with a little bit of engine degreaser, let that percolate for a little bit. We'll scrub it, we'll hose it all off, and while that's happening, I will start to clean up in the garage because it is a disaster in here, and I'd like to clean it up just a little bit. So, leave this thing pushed out. Then we gotta decide what we want to do. Like with the exhaust, there's some goofiness going on there. What we want to keep, what we don't want to keep, and kind of have at it. But that's the plan for today. Make it look nice, shine it up. I think we're gonna paint it all Chevy orange. I can't believe the amount of colors this thing was. It cracks me up. Like, I would love to know the story of how this motor was built. Well, there's some numbers in the front. I've never seen that before. Just hodgepodge of whatever. Why would you not have taken the last $20 to paint it? But such is life. Let's get after it. Where did I put the stuff?
This is riveting.
I wonder where I put stuff. With all my organizational skills. You had it last, the high shine.
I definitely didn't have it last.
I think it's old stuff. So I've gotten cars cleaned-ish. So I got all the sludge off. It was quite the job. Clean everything with soap, you know, engine degreaser and all that. Now I have this stuff. It's called Shine, and it's basically the same idea. It just gives it a bit of a luster. So we're gonna give this a quick coat wherever I just kind of can't quite reach. I think it'll be okay. I mean, it's definitely gonna look a little worn here and there, but it's kind of what we're going for. And then Canadian Tire was out of satin, so we just have flat black, so I guess we'll do the frame in flat black. So we'll let this kind of do its thing, and then hose it all off, let it dry, and go from there. While we're doing that, I might be done with the truck now. Man, the truck's just full of junk, holy moly. We got the bell housing all cleaned up, so that's good. We might push the motor out, just give it one more pressure wash in a few spots here and there. So I went and got the clutch from Murr. Unfortunately, it is slightly different. This is like a 10-inch clutch, and this is a 10.4, 10.5. So I either have to buy a 10-inch clutch and have this flywheel resurfaced, or I think Rock Auto sells flywheels for $100. So I just want to make sure I can put one on there, but like a regular 327 flywheel. I'll get one with the dual bolt pattern, so whatever I have will fit, and I'll be at $100 versus this clutch now, which I had mistakenly bought, or maybe it was shipped wrong, whatever it is. It's a whole clutch kit, pressure plate, bushing, and throw bearing, which we'll try and put in the correct way this time. I got it years ago, and we tried selling it, nobody wanted it, so we still have it. So yeah, at the end of the day, that's $300 now versus the ring gear is $100. So I think if we can just replace that, that'll be easy. Unfortunately, we're waiting on the mail at this point now. I was hoping this one, that clutch would just work. I just take this, have this machine tomorrow, and then we could put it all back together, but not the case. But either way, we can get this cleaned up. Messy, 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 messy. I don't know why you guys want to watch this. This is awful. Awful for everybody involved. But we'll get it all cleaned up, and maybe we'll get that all painted. We can get the motor painted. The transmission, actually, it's degreased. Paint that.
I can't believe that these people didn't want us to keep all the colors. I'm very disappointed.
The internet spoke, and they didn't want that, so.
A motor of many colors. Y'all are boring.
Yeah, it's something else. So we'll wheel this out. We'll pressure wash this too while we're at it, actually, just because we have it here. Put a spark plug in there and get it all shined up. And then just start laying a bunch of paint down. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Paint everything. Paint all orange. So much paint. So much. Yeah, it'll look good. So, I don't actually know where we left off. Today has been a day of, like, I've accomplished no filming. And
you've done a lot, but
I feel like I did a lot. I actually ran out and I got parts and stuff because I found a deal on some stuff as per usual for Camaro to put together.
Can I tell you the best part about you getting those parts?
I left at 8 o'clock this morning. You were still sleeping?
Yeah.
So anyways, everything is coming like real nice here. I don't know if I showed the end of this, but I pushed it inside. It's gonna, I want it to like dry. So we'll leave it overnight. This is gonna be a video where we're gonna have to wait. There's nothing else I can really do. So let that dry. I spent
It's nice in here though.
Came out really nice, really clean.
It looks really good. Wow.
No.
I can't believe like you got all that gunk off. I can't believe how much gunk was on it.
There was a lot. So I do that, then I had to clean the driveway, then I had to clean the back lane. So anyways, I got all that done, and now all I'm gonna do is like paint the cross member, those little kind of air dam things, and the rails back, and we'll paint the linkage and the steering box. Everything else we're not gonna touch, and it'll be just fine. Now I have done a lot of work on the motor. I pressure washed it yet again, took it all apart, painted it. I painted with like the Chevy Ready orange, which I think is the earlier one, but maybe not. I don't really like the pale one, so I think it looks good. Yeah, took it all apart, cleaned up the valve covers, polished them, got them all done. We got the front mounts on. Everything is kind of painted and ready to go. We still got to do the water pump and all that. So now I'm going to go in tonight and actually order a bunch of stuff. Now, this is the old, miscellaneous. I don't think this is a Corvette motor. Everyone knows, 327 Corvette motor. There's a lot of Corvette pieces. So I'm going through what clutch and flywheel and all that to put on there. And I called Corvette John and Cecil and asked them for some advice, because this has a 10-inch, it had a 10-inch clutch on it. There's a ridge in here. I think I showed that before. So obviously this flywheel is meant for a 10-inch clutch. You can kind of see it right there. So if I go with a bigger, I have a clutch, well, I can go with a bigger ring gear, but a bigger ring gear will then have more teeth, which will then mean the starter has to change, which isn't the end of the world because I have a starter that can be multiple drilled. But then he said, well, you got to be careful because the bell housing could be different. So I was like, okay. So now I'm like, well, panic. So I started looking. Well, this bell housing number 373369 is actually from a Corvette. So I started Googling it, and I found from a 57 Chevy Corvette 33369. So it's the same. That's what it is. Now apparently maybe the Corvette one's different. I don't know. But there you go, Corvette that. Corvette valve covers. Everything is, I painted the exhaust manifolds black. I wire wheeled them. Well, then these things have a stamping in them, 3704792, and same thing, 4792, 55 Chevy Corvette exhaust manifold. This thing is such a hodgepodge of parts. It cracks me up. Like, it's just a little bit of everything. So anyway, we got it all dialed together. I think it's dry, like tacky to the touch, but we're gonna leave it for overnight. Bell housing painted, transmission's painted. It's upside down right now. So I painted that, whatever, I'll flip it back and we'll put it all together. So really what's holding us up now is the clutch stuff, which we kind of knew that was gonna be the problem. So I have to order all that. So I think this video is probably gonna have,
some of these spray paints look questionable.
It's an art project. Brand new driveways. Mur would kill me. That's the best part. If I did this at like your parents' house, they'd be like, "What are you doing?" But I'm like, it's mine. It's fine. Motor looks fantastic. Obviously, it's not rebuilt for anybody in the future watching this, but looks good. I'm happy with it. It'll look great sitting between the frame rails there. Unfortunately, like I said, if we had the clutch and all that stuff, we could slam her together tomorrow. Order a few things, see what I can get. I might actually just see what the part number is on that, if I can get a repop and kind of carry on, but might even get one locally. I don't know. Probably 7 times the amount of money as I want to spend versus just going to Rock Auto. So we'll do that. I got a bunch of other stuff I got to get as well. So all new hoses, like I said, upper lower rad hoses, all that's going to get changed. So it'll be pretty nice, if I do say so myself. The garage is still a disaster. I thought I was going to clean it up, but maybe I'll do that tonight. Probably not. It'll be like this when you see it next. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to kind of leave it for now. We'll be back in a multitude of days when we have more parts. But it looks fantastic. I'm really excited to put this all back together. It's going to look so good, like a jewel sitting between the rails there. I'm fighting out the intake manifold. I do think I want to put a tunnel ram on it just to be ridiculous, but this intake now doesn't look quite as nice. I need something like era correct. I don't know what, but I'll find something. It's a couple of days later, but under the hood is all painted up. A little shinier than I would have liked, but whatever. Semi-gloss, we'll screw it up. Undercoated everything, so it's pretty much ready to go. We got a pile of parts from Rock Auto. Slight miscalculation, but I think we should be able to get it all together. So this is all the old stuff. So this is the new clutch kit, throw out and all that, pressure plates in there. This is the old clutch.
What do you mean there was a miscalculation?
I'll get to it.
Oh.
So you can see, I think this one's all wore. It doesn't have any of the little grooves in it and stuff, but this is just a little different here. Doesn't matter. I ordered this stuff together. It's the same size, so that's fine. I guess that's just the way it is. And then instead of getting this resurfaced, which I probably just should have done, I bought a new flywheel. And these two were a match pair, so this is, I think it's for a Corvette maybe? Maybe, I forget. Anyways, this one here was the smaller ring gear, and this is the larger ring gear, so it's different, but this is all the same, and ultimately it shouldn't be too big of a deal. The only issue will be starter, but the starter that was on it, is actually a dual bolt pattern one, so it should all work out just tickety-boo. So what we'll probably start off by doing is we'll take this apart, put the other one on, bolt it in, make sure that's all good. We'll put the starter on, just make sure it cranks over and there's no issues there. As long as that's good, everything else should be fine. I mean, parts are slightly different, but I assume it's just that's the way this clutch and everything is supposed to be. I'm hoping. Gearbox side. So yeah, we'll play with it, we'll put it all together, and I guess if there's any major issues, I'll read it in the comments after we put the video up, because that's how we do it here at Dee Dee's Beach Up. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. It's meant to be. This had some miscellaneous stuff done to it over the years, so we're gonna carry on. So I'll zip this off right quick, put the other one on, and we'll test the starter, make sure that's good. If it's good, then we'll keep going. Okay, so we got the new ring gear on. It's not blood, that's Loctite. So we got that on there. The pilot bushing is actually in good shape, so I'm not going to change it. I think it's fine.
Did you put it in right?
I didn't put it in. It was stayed in.
Oh.
The less I change, the less chance it's going to screw up. I checked. I mean, all the frost plugs, freeze plugs, whatever you want to call them, they're all casting plugs. They're good. There's no real issues there. So it's all stuff to kind of take, look at. I put the starter on. So again, this one, it should be. Well, I'm not gonna lie, I already tested it, but. So it should be fine. I think. Looks like it's a little almost close to the ring gear, actually. Huh. That's kind of crazy. What that's all about. It's like not pulling in far enough. Guess it's okay. It seems like it kind of spins. That's very close. Very, very close.
What happens if it's too close?
It'll make noise.
Okay.
We'll, I'll just go ahead and spin the motor over and make sure it's not going to grab that, of course. Oh yeah, there's no way to pull that.
Oh, it's touching.
Yeah, it's touching.
So does that mean the starter's too big, or like what can you do to fix that?
Thinking about grinding it, but that's probably not the best plan. Just chamfer the starter a little bit, but that's just wrong, is what that is. A factory starter would have more of a curve to it. I mean, this starter is meant for this exact application, so this is just frustrating, is what this is. Huh. May have to get a little Dee Dee's Beach Up on this.
Ah. I like a little Dee Dee's Beach Up here.
I'm gonna think on it. See how butchery I want to get, if I want to get the right parts tomorrow.
We'll be back in a minute.
Oh yeah, we got a new shirt there too. So, it's many hours later. So I learned a lot, which is cool. So we have it all apart, and we have a new flywheel. So what I was gonna do, well, what I did, I took the original one that was on it, and I started sanding it. And as I was sanding it, I'm like, wow, this is pretty hack for kind of a nice car that we actually maybe want to put some miles on and enjoy. So I was like, okay, well, I don't want to do that. Then I was screwing around with the starter and all that. And then I learned actually, so what I basically did was I broke down and called Drag Week John. And he was explaining how these starters work. You can get, I guess it's very common where those starters will actually kind of interfere with the ring gear. And you can space them out and do all sorts of things like that. So that was noted. Then I asked him about flywheel questions. And then, as it turns out, he had 15 of them and machine ready to go. I said, okay, great. So I brought him the old one. We did like an exchange with difference in cash. And now we're basically right back where we started. And we'll be able to put the clutch and all that in. So we could have made this one work, well, whatever. This is exactly what it was before. The starter worked good with it. Whatever, it's what I did. So now, I think the clutch is actually on the other side of the garage, but this is on now, Loctite in, clean, ready to go. We're just gonna put clutch pressure plate on, and then we'll be able to put the bell housing on, transmission in, and that's where I think we're gonna leave it. It's 10 o'clock at night, so Danny's ready for bed. But we're gonna do that right quick. I just wanna make sure this is kinda clean. We get all the junk off of it, freshly machined. We should be perfect. So we'll get the clutch and everything, and the hardware for that, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we have the clutch and pressure plate. So we should be able to put this all together. Made in Korea. I guess this is probably, actually they're stamped, but it must go that way. It won't fit this way, right? Correct, okay. So that goes there. Hold that for me. Thanks. We'll just give this a quick shot. Brake clean's probably fine, but you know what? Sometimes they have oil and stuff on shipping, just so it doesn't kind of go all gibbled. Now some of the hardware was a little goofy on this thing. The bolts are supposed to be short with a shoulder, and it was well, two were just actually far shorter than the other ones, which was weird. So I'm going to put two miscellaneous bolts in at the same length. They're just not shoulder bolts. Let's get this started. Kinda. Oh yeah, there we go. There's the other one. So we're just going to get a couple of bolts in there, and then we can get the little adapter, the alignment tool in. I really can't think and screw at the same time.
Don't I know it?
Danielle, it's a family show. I think it might be in a little crooked. So we'll get these in, and this, they're torqued to 35 foot-pounds. So yeah, this is, whatever, we're gonna use two regular bolts. They're same length, they just don't have the shoulder on them. I think it'll be just, well, it'll be, that's what it is. So we'll get this dialed. One more. My long, luxurious hair gets in the way sometimes. See if we can kind of start all these in. Okay. So the big thing is we just have to, this is the snout basically. It's kind of a little beat up, but we just got to run that in while the clutch is still loose, and that'll center it. So now as we tighten the pressure plate, it will hold it in spot, and in theory, if we can pull this in and out easy, that means the transmission should go in and out easy. You know what I should probably do first is set this.
Murdered a whole session on torque wrenches.
Yes, he did. You know what I was doing during that? Not paying attention. It's not my fault. So these, I assume you probably want to kind of crisscross them in there a little bit. I don't know if it makes a difference, but crisscross tighten, not crisscross the threads. That might not be great. So we'll dial this together and come back when we're torquing it, maybe. Okay, so everything is in, kind of everything is brought down. We can still move this in and out easy. So this is actually going to be right out if we want now, but at the end of the day, ow, why did I do that? The transmission should in theory fit easily, so it's the snout, like the end of it is supported, but the pilot, bushing, bearing, whatever, and then so that means the clutch is centered. So now, I already did this one, but it's tight. We'll just do the old crisscross applesauce. Except this thing wants to kind of roll over. Hassle. This high compression motor should be holding itself. I feel like this is turning too. Lock that down. Did I do this one? This one I missed? Are you paying attention, Danielle?
Of course not.
I think this one's loose. Okay. Double check all these now out there. I have in the other garage a tool to hold the ring gear. You think I would go get that, but
That'd be too easy.
you'd be wrong. Okay. I feel confident this is semi-right. Okay, so that's that. Now we can pull that out. And what do we have? This is the old throw out, and the new one is right here, and they're actually identical. So I think the clutches are the same. Hopefully that means it's good, but yeah, they're the exact same. So we can assemble this. Think we should do it the right way or the wrong way?
Let's do it the right way.
So this thing here, I guess it only goes one way. This doesn't have a spring clip on it or nothing, so I think that's how it goes. You know what I'm probably gonna do is watch the video I did of myself. But yeah, that'll go like that. That'll be just fine. I guess there's no spring to hold it in, but not that it really matters. It's riding on the transmission anyways. So we'll get that stuff set up. We'll get some hardware and we'll slap this thing all together. Oh man, it's like so nerve-wracking. I'm like, what am I doing wrong and I don't know yet? And I'm fixing to find out. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm worried that I'm putting it together wrong, which is frustrating because usually I have all the confidence in the world, but I just did this wrong not that long ago. And my stupid brain won't let me just chill out. Stupid brain. Okay, got one on there. Just get this on the dowels. Now again, this was all exactly what it was, same hardware and everything. What a concept.
You got a little throw bearing trauma?
You know what I didn't do is put a throw bearing in. I think we do it with it on, it's fine. Let's get this started and go from there. I'd have figured that out at some point. Did we just do that for the drama? Did we? No, we didn't, Dan.
People don't have to live with you, so they don't know. We don't do it for the drama.
So.
It's just its own hassle.
Oh, maybe I can't. I gotta have it all apart. Oh, right, I do. As I was saying, that was a nice little exercise. Just to make sure the bell housing fit. You know, I came back from John Cecil's. A couple of great guys, I haven't said that before, but so maybe we should just do this tomorrow. Then I convinced myself, no, I'll do it tonight. I already have some regret. Where did I put that dead blow hammer? Little fresh paint. What is going on here? Danielle. There we go. Just need a little extra waxy. As I was saying, we'll just put this together real quick. The bearing might be a bit of a pain, actually. Man, this bottom piece, like what, this thing is complete. I guess it only goes one way. think anyways. That's how that works. Okay, that's that. That has to go like that. You know what, we'll put that on after because that's gonna fall out. You know how you get longer videos? Just do it twice. For some reason people will watch. The best part is we're probably doing it 3 times, I don't even know it yet.
I really hope we're not. You watched your own video.
Went back and watched how I took it apart, yeah, so hopefully that means we're at least putting it together as wrong as it came apart, right? So that's all that really matters. Okay. So we should be able to zap this on right quick. I believe I can get the yeah, so that fits okay. I think we got her. I think we got her lined. I hope anyways, man. Putting stuff out for the internet to judge. It's great when I'm, you know, usually just a complete genius and never make any mistakes, so people can't say nothing. That's awkward. But those rare times I make a small mistake. The rare times. So this here we're going to go ahead and torque down as recommended. Two quicks. I'm sure that's probably fine. And then this one. Okay. So now we have to get a little bit of grease. Where does this go? Guess that just fits. That seems wrong. Well, maybe not. I didn't really look too closely at it, but that centers up. Okay, let's get a little grease on the transmission. We'll get set up for that. We should be able to just hoist it in there. I did get new bolts for the transmission just cuz. We'll be done for the night. Then I can think about it and double check tomorrow before we put it all back. That was the problem last time. We did it. This is the smart way of doing it. Do it all, sleep on it. And then if I have panic, I can rip it all apart tomorrow. Okay, I'll get that set up and we'll be right back. Okay, transmission is there. Right there, so that's cool. A little bit of grease on the end. Throw bearing, correct direction. I've got bolts, I got grade 8 bolts just cuz, but that'd be good. Confident. Let's see. This is kind of a goofy deal, but I'm struggling. Is that the wrong height? I can't see what's going on here. Nope, something's not happy. This has to go higher. Okay, re-rig. Be right back. So I got it together. What I ended up doing, got frustrated, but I actually just put it down on the ground and it went together. I guess just trying to go up and fighting gravity and all that was not the plan. But it's kind of jammer now, but clutch, everything's good there. I'm happy with it. The throat bearing I think is on the right way. This isn't touching anything. It looks close, but it's good there. So I think that's probably where we're gonna leave it. The starter and all that, now that we know that we'd be shimmed and fixed, so that's fine. The only thing I really gotta get tomorrow, exhaust gaskets. Well, we're probably not starting this thing tomorrow, let's be honest, but everything is just hopefully okay. I hope I took a picture of how the linkages all went. Assuming I probably did. And then, yeah, we can figure all out. This is the all the way back, means it has overdrive, and you put it forward, and that's like tow mode, so it spring loaded, but it's got a cable in the car there, so keeps it out of overdrive. I do got to make sure I refill the case because a lot of oil did drip out. But yeah, this thing came out looking freaking nice. I think it's been a couple days since we've been on this thing, but I think the whole video was us just painting it, so I'm super stoked with it. My only qualm is with this style of valve cover, you have to have an intake. Oh, I got oil everywhere. With the front fill, which is cool, but you got to run kind of a nostalgic intake. Maybe I'll take this one off, see if I can sandblast it or do something, make it look a little not so beat up, because now the rest of the motor looks really good actually. I think we have more paint because we have like fuel pump. I got a brand new one of those to go on there, and then I think I got a new water pump maybe. I don't remember. So we got to paint all the pulleys and all that sort of stuff, but that'll be down the road. So that's really it for now. Tomorrow morning, well, whatever, we get out here. Basically, I think we're ready to plop the motor in. There isn't a whole lot to deal with. The only thing I have to clean up is the transmission mounts. So actually, I'll break clean and paint those tonight before I go in. And that's kind of that. This thing is going to be, what a lot of work just to kind of paint the thing, but do the clutch. Hopefully that fixes all my problems and I didn't screw something up there. Man, second guessing myself is getting annoying. But yeah, we get the motor trans in, bolted in, everything else, drive shaft, everything else should be fine. Clutch linkage should be fine. Everything there should be the same. And then, well, I do have an aluminum radiator. Maybe some modification on that. Worst case, we can put the old one in for the time being. I got new hoses. I said water pump, fuel pump. This thing's gonna be like styling. I really do want to redo the exhaust. I dislike that. This, like the weird, like look at this. It comes down and it goes around the front and stuff. So I'm hoping I can just get some dual exhaust put on it here shortly. But I do want to take it down there, kind of show the guy talking about it, go from there. So that's really it for now. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please leave a comment below. Danielle's got these fancy dancy shirts in the merch store. Want to see more, whatever. So because we're selling all the cars, we're now selling shirts so we can buy some property. So if you do buy a shirt, we appreciate the hell out of you. And trust me, the money's not staying here. It's going right to the man, I guess. That's it for me. We'll see you on the next one.